You hear that? We had a little laugh from our guest, but a bunch of silence. It's because Alex isn't here again. Again, he's not here. I'm starting to feel used, abused, and let down because he's not been part of this anymore. You know, he picks on me all the time about having to find a new co-host. I think I'm gonna have to find a new co-host.
You might.
Yeah, it's getting ridiculous around here. I mean, I just cut a bunch of clips from some podcasts that we did because he hadn't done shit to put it on the social media. So I cut him. I sent him to him. I texted, "Can you post?" Yeah, I'll do it. I want to see if he does it. Welcome to Bass and Brews Podcast, your weekly distraction from high quality podcast content. We're gonna have a great show tonight. It's just two of us, so if there might be some silence in between, it's probably because I had to go pee. But uh, to start things off, because that's to kill me if I don't say it, which I really don't care, but I'm going to say anyway, because we need y'all's support. If you are interested, Patreon, I think it's Bass and Brews, something Patreon. If you go on Patreon, search Bass and Brews Podcast, it'll come up. Go do that. You get our weekly or our monthly live show with Alex and I. Nothing to do with the podcast content. It's just us sitting around shooting the shit for about 45 minutes or so. It's a good time. We interact with the comments. You can do that. Go leave us a review on Spotify or Apple, 5 stars, then leave the meanest review that will actually let go through. At least 5 stars, though. And if Alex ever comes back to this podcast, he will read them off, and we'll do that. We're done with all that dumb shit because, you know, y'all want to hear it. You hear it every time you listen to a podcast. Tonight, we have a guest that came across my social media, I guess, 2, 3, 4, handful of months ago. And you know what happens when you click a like on one video, you watch one video, it just keeps repeating. No, don't throw him down yet, because that's what we're starting off with.
Oh, she's here.
We have Dena Davis outdoors. This might be a little bit of a horror podcast for some of our listeners to interpret, and you're not getting closed caption because she's somewhere in the Texas area, and she's got a pretty good Texas twang in there. Dena, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. I hope you still have that same sentiment at the end of this podcast.
I might not. Not sure yet.
Well, everybody's grateful to be on, and then by the end, they're still grateful, but they also probably log off and rethink this decision. But it's not going to be as fun because Alex isn't here. Because him and I have a lot of banter back and forth. And then then the guest usually chooses a side and banters back. But that doesn't mean we're not going to talk shit about him. And I know you have no idea who he is. You can't see him or anything. But just, if something comes to your mind about somebody that you dislike and you want to talk shit about them, tell a story, make a joke, and just put Alex's name in there.
Okay. All right.
And to give you some background to help you think about this through the podcast, he's 5'2". He lives in New Jersey. He's from Washington State.
Ooh.
He's retired Coast Guard.
Okay.
But he does have one of the best fishing podcast voices in fishing podcast land.
Does he? Okay.
Yes, he smoked cigarettes since he was like 10, so he's got a deep, raspy voice, great radio voice. He really does.
Okay.
He has to sit on a seat booster when he records. Otherwise, all we see like from the top of the bridge of his nose up.
Okay. Well, I'm curious. Now I'm going to have to hear his voice.
Yeah. Well, go listen to Bass and Brews podcast. Not your episode.
Definitely. Well, I can't be one of the recent ones since he's been running out on you.
No shit. Look, all right. Oh, let me back up a little bit too. We had to release a legacy episode last week. Alex had some stuff going on, like he always does, and I had one of my work trucks went down at the end of the day, and it was a clusterfuck. And I had to go get my other work truck, which is about a 2.5 hour round trip, and it was just not going good. Yeah. So, y'all. I hope you enjoy those legacy episodes for the new listeners instead of going back and listening to old shit. But I don't even know what he put out there. I mean, Dena, just FYI, we are the laziest podcasters out there. We don't edit shit. We don't do we don't do anything, so we're lazy. But
I
all right,
understand.
Dena Davis. Yeah, Dena Davis Outdoors. We always like this. We don't introduce our guests. We let yourself introduce yourself, but we always start off with this question because it gets that mind rolling.
Okay.
What is the journey that has brought you are to where you are today? To hear Bass and Bruce.
Well, I mean, it just depends on how deep y'all ready to go, you know.
The last time Alex wasn't here and I recorded an episode, we went about 3 hours and 7 minutes. So I got all the time in the world. You told
It's
me you could talk
definitely.
to a wall, so let's talk.
Oh, I can talk to a wall for sure. I think there's a lot of things. Also feel like it's a part of my blood, but it's more of a destiny kind of thing. A lot of people can look at isolation like they could see maybe my isolation as a negative thing. I like to fish by myself. I like to be by myself. I'm best by myself. Or I feel like I thrive by myself. So ultimately, you know, I used to be heavy. I used to rodeo. I got a little heavy, lost the weight. I basically had a divorce, and you know, it's hard being on my own as a business owner. The horses are just like dig a hole, put your money in there, light it on fire. So it was after I opened my business on my own brick and mortar, and it was like a really big deal. It's really scary too.
Hey, Dena, I got. I'm an interrupter. I got ADHD, but when you talk about stuff, sometimes we want to veer off of this straight line that we're walking. Like if you've ever done a DUI roadside test, sometimes we want to veer off, and like those, we want to veer off and go back, go off on the side and something real
Yeah.
quick. You said you were heavy. Alex is short. He's like 5'1 1/4". I'm fat. I'm so so I need to holler at you about some weight loss tips because
Right.
I have to. Alex has to use a booster seat, and I have to scoot away from the table. What is your business? What you said you have a brick and mortar business? What is that?
Yeah. My brick and mortar is Cocolare. I don't know.
Cocolare.
I can't turn because my dog's right here, but yeah, and it means pamper in French.
Okay.
Sorry, Italian. Yeah, Italian.
One of
And it's
those love
actually
languages.
it cracks me up because it actually means to coddle. I didn't realize that because you know massaging all the freaks that come out and all my career. You know what I mean? And I'm telling my friend was like, he's really like Italian, like his mom flies in to cook pasta. Okay. And he was like, you know what that means? And he's like, pronounce it. And I was like, Cocolare. And he's like, that's not how you say it. And I was like, what do you mean that's not how you say it? And he's like, this with Google was like Cocolare. He's like, no, it's not. It's actually cacalare. And I was like, caca like shit? And he's like, yeah. Yeah. And he goes, by the way, and it also means to coddle. And I'm like, oh, great, great,
So
great.
you're the
So,
coddler.
yeah, I mean, I'm the Pamper House freaking Italian coddler, but most people think it's like chocolate or coffee because of the way the logo's like all smooth
Uh-huh.
together. But, you know, I've been doing this for 20 something years, you know, this field. So,
I
but
love how
yeah,
you called past clients of yours. Shit. I forgot the damn name because I was over here thinking Cocolare and the coddler. Which freaks. You call all these freaks I've massaged since I've been doing this.
oh man, no, you know, I started massaging when I was 18 or 19. I'm
Wow.
42 now. And let me tell you, some of the phone calls, the text messages, the audacity.
Deshaun
The
Watson
things,
never showed up, did he?
you know, that don't ring a bell, but damn, I get so mad, I will black out. I've almost put my hands on somebody, so
Oh shit.
I had to stop seeing the public. Woo, man, that was probably that was the last time that I literally allowed anyone to just book, you know, online or something. So it was more now. It's more like, you know, so and so said, you know,
Oh
you
yeah.
can, yeah,
Word of
or
mouth.
you're,
There you go.
yeah, or just stay away from me because you're gonna get it. Nope. I'm
You'll
like,
drop
oh my
the
god.
rock elbow. Hey, real quick too. We got we're fucking up our roadside DUI test. You have a French bulldog. I still don't know her name. I
Her
know
name
she's a what's huh?
her name is Rari, like Ferrari.
Oh, hey
She's got a
Rory.
cleft lip, a very long chin. You see her chin?
Yeah,
We look alike.
the
Um,
grunts.
yeah, her teeth are really, actually, really far in on the bottom. So,
Oh,
and then her tongue is split, but she doesn't
what?
have a palate, so
Oh,
she can't drink because she shovels it right up her nose. So I feed her through like a hair bottle. We put shampoo, like stuff in,
yeah.
so she drinks out of like a hair bottle,
So
and
she's
then I
kind of like
cook.
a hamster.
Well, yeah, close, but it's all plastic, no ball,
Yeah.
But she's she's spoiled rotten. I take care of her. I feed her. I cook for her, in other words. So she
Does she
doesn't.
ever does she ever get on the kayak with you?
Oh yeah, she fishes,
Really?
but the temperature is a
Oh
big
yeah.
deal. So she overheats far quicker than my dog that was like a black what a brindle. Oh my gosh, she could lay out on the bow of the kayak and suntan. This dog, I have to pour water on her and constantly keep cold towels that are wet on her. So I just quit bringing her because it's not worth it for me to risk.
There you go. Got to take care of them babies.
Yeah, so she stays at home a lot. And like when I get home, like she's like stretching slow, like, oh, I see her here. But she comes over to my bag where she expects fish to be. Like, where's the fish? And if I don't catch anything, that's why I got to bring worms, is because she judges me. Like, she'll be
Yeah.
like, you didn't catch anything, huh? You
She's
left
just
the
like my
house.
son. Very judgmental. He's a very
Yeah.
judgmental little human being who can't cast that well.
Yeah. How old is he?
He's 11 now.
Oh, at 11, boy, I was blowing at 11. I was ready.
You're what?
I was really ready at 11, just
Okay.
blowing and going.
We're
Well, I
digging up
guess
worms, finding crickets.
well, I mean, just crazy as we had 1,000-foot pier and a golf cart. You can only
Oh
imagine.
shit.
And bicycles and Tri-City Beach Road and 3180, man, it was just the best childhood. I lived on Trinity Bay, and then we also lived on San Jacinto River, and we had a pier there. So we were running crab traps, turkey necks, cast
Oh
net,
hell yeah.
all of
So
that.
so you're a saltwater angler at heart.
Well, at heart, and then when my parents got divorced at 11, like I didn't fish until the business wrecked me, and that's when I dropped every dime that I had into a kayak. Long story short, and I forced myself to live because I was like, if it's going to cost me time and energy and a little bit of gas money to go get on the water, then I'll lose the business any day. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Over $200 a month. So,
You said something funny about how you like to be alone. You like to fish alone. You don't really
mhm.
fish with people. I'm very similar with that. It is, and it's not because I want to be out there and enjoy and I'm not saying this how you are, but I'm just telling you I'm similar mindset. I like to fish alone. I don't want to be with people. I mean, I like fishing with people. Matter of fact, this past year I fished a team tournament, loved the hell out of it. It was boat, wasn't a kayak, but we were fishing.
Yeah,
And when I'm fishing, I'm fishing.
yeah,
And I've had a lot of local people want to go out with me, and I tell them, it's like, look, man, we can go out, but I'm not fun to fish with. I'm self-deprecating. I move all over the place. I don't want to just sit beside each other and fuck around and talk shit. The only time that's good is during the winter down here. I'm in North Carolina. Is in the winter when we're blade baiting because you'd be right beside each other. You're vertical jigging. But that's exactly how I am. I like to just be out there. I don't want to have to worry about anybody else. I want to go fish. If I don't catch fish, I'm going to talk shit to myself. And, if I catch fish, I want to enjoy that by myself.
yeah. No, I mean, I get asked all the time, and I mean, no offense to anybody, but bro, firstly, I don't know you. Secondly, I assure you, if you try something, you're going to be the one that ends up 6 feet under. Like,
Literally broke because I'm sure I can't remember who was it. Tiffany Leal, Texas Bass Bait. Somebody posted something about God, who was I can't remember now.
Yeah,
But
the
anyway,
best I can do is a Facebook friend, bro.
yeah, who was that?
I believe that was Tanya. I think her
Oh,
name's Tanya.
okay, maybe you reposted it then. I just saw it like
Tammy
in the last few
reposted it.
days. Okay,
Yeah,
somebody put
Tammy
something about
reposted it.
best I can bro. Yeah,
Yeah, and people get upset, but let me, like you're saying, listen, let me explain something to you. I don't get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't stay up to retie all this stuff, make sure my braids, get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, have my hour piece of my coffee to go get in my truck, make sure I got gas, everything charged. Did I leave anything? Take my ass to a boat ramp for you to come up and be like, you going fishing? I do not have the time or the patience. Now, when I get back to the boat ramp and you want to ask me how I did and you need you anything, I'm good. Unless I'm headed to work, then I'll be like, I am so sorry. I'm in a rush. But other than that, like, I'm out there because my drive is for me and my spirit is, it's all connected to the water, to the fish, to the energy in the poles, into the baits, to the bait makers, the conversations, everything I've had that's led up to this moment. And it had nothing to do with you, sir, especially at 3:30 in the morning.
no
Yeah,
kidding.
for sure. Yeah. And out there on the water, I have been somewhere 30 seconds before lines in and somebody's going to be roll up and be like, oh, hey, what's up? No, not what's up. You didn't do your research. That cove is full of grass. You can't get back there, can you? Can't get back there. Yeah. So now you're going to run out over my fishing on a point. I mean, some of the craziest stuff happens. And sometimes I wonder, it's like, is it because I'm a female? But no, I don't want to have conversations with you while I'm fishing, while I'm trying to get ready. None of that. No, no, no. Like,
Yeah, at this point in time, especially as a kayak angler, as we both are, is it does it have something to do with being a woman? I will say yes. Probably a big part of that is yes. But fishing in general, in the last 5 years or so, has become like that, where people just don't give a fuck about about couth. They're uncouth
space,
assholes.
respect.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't.
No.
It's this is funny. So I was been looking at some of your posts, and you were scaling a bass, and so and I was gonna bring this up because, but this leads into it nice because um you sound like a really mean person on the water, and I say that with I say that lovingly, and I love it because he said, "Who the fuck scales a fish?" And you were like, "You and you fucking young ass bitches with no sense of thinking. I just can't with y'all," or some shit like that.
I
And
mean,
I saw that, I was like, "Damn, he hit a nerve, or she had a bad day because you aren't mean on your post." And I saw that, I was like, "You know what? That's some good shit right there." Yeah, fuck you, asshole. And I looked at some of his shit, and it was all saltwater stuff. So what the
yeah.
fuck did he do about some bass?
Yeah. No, people just crack me up. I think the majority of the people that are talking are sitting at home on their couch. They're not out there fishing. Cause let me tell you, the variables are wild. I'm not just putting a decent weight with some decent leader with some decent line and throwing it out on the surf. I am literally fishing in different cover. I'm fishing in different depths, temperatures. I mean, I can throw 1,000 different baits at a bass. You know what I mean? And I like to take it that far. It's good. I feel like it's good for my brain. But the majority of these people aren't doing anything. They're not doing the work. They're not putting in the work. They're not doing anything. So I just tell them like it is, because the bottom line, if these people, every one of these people that open their mouths and talk shit to me, every one of them, and this started 3 years ago, let me tell you, they're not going to talk to me like that in person. And if they do, they might get throat checked, because I have so much respect for people when I meet them. Like, I am your number one. I promise you. I'm that person that you want to call. I'm that person that has your back. I'm a ride or die, and I don't owe you nothing, you know? So it hurts my feelings and it makes me feel a certain kind of way when somebody wants to pop off. Like, firstly, you're a kid, get out of my face. And if you would think for yourself, think. Because that's what life's about, is exploring and thinking. That's what I love the most about fishing. You know, you don't need anybody's help. You don't need a distraction. This person breaking down, or in my case, sinking kayaks and flipping and,
You sunk a
losing.
kayak?
Uh, so actually, I've got some pretty crazy stories. Yeah.
You sunk a kayak?
I didn't necessarily sink it, but it was full of water. I mean, it took me 30 minutes to get all the water to where I could even turn it over to drain.
Is it your current kayak?
No. So I was thinking that was a tournament on Gilmer because I had flipped it on PK during like 30-mile an hour, 32-mile an hour gusts. After I'd caught a monster striper, I thought on a top water, I was like, this is a double digit. Whoa. Like, and then I pulled that sucker up. I was like, you mother. And I went off in that cove and I was like,
You can
it's a
say
good
it.
spot.
You can say motherfucker. Let
Well,
it loose.
So I already cussed a lot. I'm trying to do better for my niece and my nephew. Geez, it's terrible.
I promise you, if they're listening to Bass and Brews,
No, they're not.
I know, but I'm just saying. So,
Yeah.
so there you go. You can let loose on this podcast. Be real. Be real.
Yeah, totally.
That motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, and I did. I flipped. I flipped on PK, and then I just was like, "Fuck this." I was cold, and I went back, and I watched everybody, all the tournament people who had watched some other people do well on that spot. So that boat ramp was blown up. All those points were blown up that made that video that is extremely popular. So I just went at 11 a.m. and I had a beautiful fajita lunch, and I had this. I don't know if I had some kind of fruity drink, and I took photos, and I had all my bait laid out on my trailer, drying in the sun. Took a hot bath before I went and had lunch. It was great. And went back, and did and just was like over it. I am not going to put myself, out back there, be cold, be miserable.
No shit. Sometimes, especially tournament fishing, when shit like that happens, when you get wet, you just you do exactly what you did. You load your shit back up. You go find you a good place to grab bite to eat, some drinks.
Yeah, my girlfriend was like, "You want my kayak?" Like, hell no, I'm going to eat and get a hot bath. And she was like, "You bitch." And then she was like, "I might meet you in a minute." And I was like, "What do you want me to order?"
Dripping off of you. You're soaking wet.
Yeah, no, man. I mean, that's kind of the first video that went viral. I don't know how far back you went, but every time I post it, man, I got to deal with the dickheads in the comments that I just belong in the kitchen. But I didn't know.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I had to go swimming January 1st, not once, but twice after my kayak. Yeah. True story. And you talk about cold.
You had to go,
water.
And now is this, all right, is going swimming after your kayak, because currently you launch off of a trailer, you launch your kayak off of a trailer. Was this the kayak you have now, or was this the previous kayak?
The Old Town. Yeah, the Old Town.
Was it the Old Town that you flipped?
No. So the first kayak that it sank on me, but I saved it and everything else thanks to my PFD. Swear.
There you go.
That was some shit I bought for $250, and the guy didn't tell me that he put freaking holes in the hole. So there was like this little bucket thing that was like strapped in, and I didn't know. And so it had been raining, and all that water started to fill up. Waves are splashing. I'm carrying like 6,000 pounds of gear for an 8-foot kayak that I jerk up on the top.
It wasn't even 10.
Yeah, and it's so light. Like I just can't even explain it. So that was the first time, the 8-foot Tamarack.
Oh, and you're like, fuck this. You went and bought another kayak after you flipped it, or did you give another try?
Every dime. I did some research finally, and I went and bought an Old Town in Houston.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I love my old town. And then with the old town, it came off. My trailer used to have the PVC. And that's what my girlfriend,
Okay.
that I'll mention a million times. She told her husband, "That's it, no more." After I fell, after I lost my trailer, and he's giving me tips,
Time
and
out. Time out. Time out. Time out. I'm sorry. We'll get back to losing the kayak. How the fuck did you lose your trailer? I got to hear that. How do you lose a trailer?
I slipped and fell. But what I didn't. I don't know if I said that. I didn't mean to say I haven't lost my trailer. But
Okay, you said I lost my trailer.
crap. No,
I'm colorblind, so I might have misheard you. But I swear you said I lost my trailer, so you didn't lose your trailer. Okay,
no.
all right, back to losing the kayak.
Yeah, no, I've lost my old town off the PVC and I've fallen. And so she was like, "Yeah, no more." And she had him modify my trailer like they modified a boat trailer so they could launch 2 kayaks at a time in and out of the water, just like that. So he's worked on my trailer for me and helped me with my bearings and stuff. So, but I'll keep mentioning, my girlfriend Chris, and I'll fish with her. I tell you what, that energy is the same. We're in 3 tournaments out of a boat coming up. I can't wait. It'll start on Toledo, Caddo, and then Toledo Bend again.
Oh shit!
And it's the same energy. She like it is a zone. It is a total. I cannot wait to fish with her. She's just such a heck of a fisherman.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Old Town, you're in a Hobie now, right?
Yeah, I'm in a Hobie. There's even a story with my Hobie.
Tell it. We're here for the stories, especially yours at this point, because they're great stories. They're great learning experiences.
Yeah, no, totally. I didn't know, like with my old town, and I got my trailer. I'm like, hell yeah, because I was jerking the tamarack up, okay, and I was putting that up on top of my van, which is 9.5 feet up there. So I was like, with one arm, got this. Well, then I get the old town, and I'm like, so okay, hell no, this shit's not gonna work. How can I do this? So I pushed the mattress up and then fold the seats right to where the seats would fold out in the back. And I turned my old town and wedge it. One day leaving Caddo, I had a lighter in my I had a lighter in my microwave, and my old town started the microwave and caught the lighter on fire and had to pull over leaving Caddo.
Hold on. I'm lost as fuck. You had a lighter, like a cigarette lighter, in a microwave in your van. the cigarette lighter in the microwave caught on fire.
Yeah.
What the fuck kind of redneck shit were you doing?
Well, it wasn't redneck. He was just, just putting in something, hiding it. So, nonetheless, I'm like, is that smell after I just got done jumping somebody because they were dead. Then I catch on fire, and I'm like, I cannot. So anyway, but yeah, I've had that happen. The day that I lost my kayak off my trailer twice.
Hold on. I don't think you finished talking about losing the old town at the back of the van because your cigarette lighter caught your microwave.
No. I literally had to. I could not get the kayak up and move because my tight quarters to open the stupid door to the microwave, but I finally got it open and I had to reach in there and use my hand and put the fire out.
Okay, so your shit didn't burn down.
No.
You saved everything. Good job.
But, yeah, you should see the glass has a scar.
PSA to anybody that has a microwave in their van.
Unplug it.
Sure, yes, unplug it, but also you might want to have a fire extinguisher because we've got a real life. You'd had it, you just didn't.
No time. Like the flames at that point, like I had to make a decision. And I mean, even like today, I literally put out a fire today that a transient started right outside my work. I made a video.
I
have a
used to be a
video.
wildland firefighter. Sounds like you should have done that in a past
I
life.
have already done that. I've definitely volunteered quite a few years.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is an amazing story. I wish you'd have been videotaping that, because
Yeah,
that
no
is
kidding. No kidding.
that's amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
that's I don't even know what
Wow.
to say. I'm stumbling and mumbling over my words here. That is amazing.
It's
Okay.
hard to believe.
Okay, so we caught the microwave in the van on fire. We
Check.
put it out. Now
Yeah.
we're moving to the Hobie.
Yeah. Yeah, well, not yet. The day that the day that I lost the kayak, it first came off the rocks.
Mm.
So I haven't fished since I was 11, right? My grandparents were guides. My grandfather got laid off from the steel mill, so he had to make a living on the water. Do you think he drug me around? Do you think he had me backing a boat in? Do you think he had me unhooking a boat or loading a boat? Do you think I was allowed in the boat? Hell no. I was trying to catch small crabs. I was catching bait. I was catching dinner. We were catching whatever we want. It was a competition between all of us cousins and siblings, you know. But I didn't know that I was supposed
The snoring
to.
is phenomenal.
Well, I didn't know I was supposed to tie the damn boat, okay, or the freaking kayak. I didn't know. So when I pull that O-Town up right on that PVC,
Yeah.
in that PDL hole, it would just hang right there. So I just thought, oh yeah, that's fine. Right? Well, that day, the first time it come off the rocks, the second time it came off the trailer. But it came off the trailer because I didn't know you have to put it in park, let off the brake, then hit the park brake. Right? So I put it in park, hit the park brake, get out, pull it up, hang it over that PVC end. And I'm like, oh, good to go. I'm wet. I'm furious. And I go get in my truck. I put it in drive and it goes gunk. And I'm like, you can hear it. Yeah. Right? It goes gunk. And then all of a sudden I look in my mirror and I'm like, you got to be, pissed. And you can hear me on all the real video, but I don't have the real sound on because once I get out in the water, it was really, really, really painful. Even though I've done some cold water therapy training, I was always getting warm. There's no getting warm. And it was painful. So you hear me out there hollering. And then I'm pissed because somebody won't take his ass out of damn live scope. No, and he looked up at me the first time I hollered. I had to take all my clothes off, put my boots back on, run at least 80 yards to cut across because current is booking it, wind's booking it. My flag was like on my kayak. And I even
unmanned. Your kayak's just on its own.
Sailing, just booking it through Lake Fork under 515, Highway 515. And I'm like, I'm tripping. And I'm like, is that my kayak? Like, I'm trying to get somebody to back me up here. And I'm like, I made a fort. I'm getting a drink. And all of a sudden, I'm like, wait a minute. Is that my kayak? There's no doubt. There's somebody see that, right? So I go get it. I go get my truck, bag down. I put on whatever dry clothes I had. No joke. My boots wet. That's why my feet are doing this when I drug them over the trailer because they're full of water.
Right? Sloshing.
Yeah. And so when it just went sailing, you see that boat go like this. And I'm like, oh, please. Oh, please. Please come get this kayak. No. He was slowing down for the bridge. Yeah. And then the other guy, he didn't budge again. He's like, oh, this is good. I should have probably got this shit on film 2 times. So everybody's like, oh, she did that on purpose. I was like, no, ho, you can go back and see
I
the
did
video.
see that might have been the first video I saw. Now that you said on purpose, that is the first video. Boom, there we go. Recall, terrible recall.
I got your purpose, every one of y'all.
Yes. That is the first video I saw of somebody saying she did that shit on purpose. And I didn't look, why is this shit always happening in the wintertime? It's Texas. Like, you get 2 weeks of winter and you're fucking it up every year.
Man, it was painful. And I'm like, you know what my mom's always taught me is on January 1st, you always need to do what you want to do, what you want to invest your time and your focus into. Go do that for that day. That's what my family has always said. So you guys taking my ass out there, boy. I was just all day. And then that shit happened not once but twice. And it got posted. At first I was like, somebody's like, oh, you made Kayak Bass Nation. I'm like, Kayak Bass, what the hell's that? And he's like, oh, check it out. And I was like, shit, are they making fun of my cellulite? And he was like, no, quite the opposite. And they're like, oh, I bet she has an OnlyFans. And oh, I bet, she did this on purpose. And all these people talking shit. And I ain't name dropping, but it is what it is. I seen it, and y'all can't take that shit back. I know who said what and behind who, and I know what happened after that, and the posts that came after that, and don't.
But hey, that's one of the things though, that kayak fishing is not easy, and even the 75-pound kayak you're trying to throw on top of your car, kayak fishing is not easy. You can have a motor, you can have a trailer, you can have pedals. Obviously, everybody knows at this point that paddling a kayak and fishing is the worst fucking thing ever. And if I had to paddle to fish, not moving water, but on a lake, because that's what we have where I am, our lakes, I'd quit. I'd sell all of my shit. But it doesn't matter. You got a motor. It's hard, and there's a million different ways. When you got a bass boat, that bitch is on trailer, you throw it in, all your shit's already in there. You just gotta keep it organized. On a kayak,
planes and regulations.
You gotta load all your shit, unload your shit a lot of times. Like it's just work. There's a lot of little things that make kayak fishing work, and now that's part of the fun of it. But it's also at the end of you're in Texas, at the end of a summer day. Oh, let's say a tournament day where you're dialed in, everything's running, adrenaline's up, you get done, you have a shitty day, you have a good day, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you still got to load all that shit up and do everything. Kayak fishing is hard. You put yourself out there on the internet to show the shit that you fucked up with. But you obviously didn't have a lot of people helping you at this time, so you're learning on the go. That's the great thing about a kayak, though. You can learn on the go and do this, but you had the balls to put that shit out on the internet. Now, good, because that's good viral content.
I thought it was funny.
I say exactly. I said on this podcast, if you want to go viral, probably this might have been the first year we did this podcast, and we've been doing it 4.5 years now or so. I said, hook yourself, hook somebody else, fall in the water, or shit your pants. If you do one of those 4 things on the water on camera and you post it, there is a really good chance you're going to go viral. But now we have one is losing your kayak twice and having to swim in winter Texas waters to go get it.
Literally. And you can't tell from the video that it's cold, especially because I've already had one layer off and then the end of my hair's wet. So you don't get to see it when it comes off the rocks, you just see it when it came off the trailer. And,
the trailer, yeah.
It is what it is.
I'm pretty sure that was the first video I saw, and it might have been on KBN.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's funny as shit. You're putting it out there, you're learning, you're taking everything in stride.
Yeah.
And now you look at your content, because now we got to get back to the Hobie, but before we do that, now you look at your content that you're posting, you're catching big ass Texas fish. Mm-hmm. Now you are if Alex was here right now, he would say, well, you're in East Texas. Everybody catches big fish there. It's easy. Of course, he's in New Jersey, so his biggest fish ever is like 5.5 pounds.
Yeah.
Maybe 6. I don't know.
I understand.
A 6-pound fish is almost as tall as he is.
Heck yeah.
Talk shit about Alex real quick. Say one mean thing about Alex.
Oh, shit. I just don't know him well enough to talk shit about him.
You don't have to know him. Just say something mean about somebody else that you dislike and call them Alex.
Well.
On the spot. Come on.
His breath stinks.
Alex's breath stinks because he smokes cigarettes.
Well, that's probably a fact then.
Yes, it is. So Alex's breath stinks. You heard it on Bass and Brews. I think this is the first time ever from Dena Davis Outdoors. So the content that you're putting out there now, though, is you're catching big fish, you're entering in tournaments,
Mhm.
and you look like you know what you're doing. I mean,
Yeah,
watching
yeah,
some of your videos of parking when you park your kayak, people go watch her video. When she parks her kayak, she has a long ass driveway that has to go to the back of the house, and then she parks it under the shed. Like that's fucking impressive. I mean, that is impressive.
Thank you, thank you. My dad just had me starting backing a trailer because it was too small to see. So he would just get out, and at first, I'm just learned how small every movement had to be watching him, and then it just, I got up to pulling 40-something foot horse trailers. I rodeoed. I've
Mm.
hauled them all over. I college rodeoed. I had a scholarship, so but I have a lot of common sense, and that's just kind of how I'm able to move that trailer like that, is just practice.
Well, look,
So
let's be real. Anybody that has ever backed a jet ski or a kayak, they're typically short tongue trailers. And short tongue trailers, first, the slightest turn of the wheel will jackknife the shit out of it. It's not like backing a long trailer. Also, you can't see a when you're backing a bass boat, you can see the wheels. When you're backing a kayak trailer, you can't see a fucking shit, except if you try to peek over the back seats and the tailgate. And I don't know, it sounds like you're driving a 1998 Astro Chevy van, since you got a microwave in there and fit a Old Town in it.
it's
I'm not sure if
close.
you're driving that now, but I mean, backing a short tongue trailer, a short trailer, one you can't see the wheels or the hub zones, difficult.
It is.
Backing a
Yeah.
horse trailer is way easier than backing a kayak.
Oh, for sure, totally. But I do have a few tricks, and I'm gonna save that for some videos, and I maybe a trailer is actually in the works.
Uh-oh.
Those kind of things, because I feel like a lot of the things that I can add to the industry in a trailer is going to connect with the majority of the buyer. And it's very thoughtful. There's things that are thoughtful, but also things that are tournament fishing. So I may design a few trailers, and all that, I will be giving the tips, and hopefully putting more women on the water, handicap accessible,
Mm.
things along those lines. And people need to know their limits, but a trailer can be your best friend. I want to be able to put that thing in the water as long as I physically can, because I feel so alive when I'm out there. And that is what my life is about. That's where my spirit comes alive. And when there may be a day that it isn't that way, so be it. Then we'll move on, maybe, and
Mm-hmm.
bless someone else. But right now, no. Uh, you know what I mean? I'm so thankful for kayak fishing, because ultimately it saved me from, who knows what. But
If if
you know,
Alex were here, he wouldn't say this, but I would lead in with this, and then he would talk about it. He says the same thing about kayak fishing.
okay.
And we went from you telling him he had bad breath to now having a heart to heart with Alex, who's not here. But he says the same thing about kayak fishing. He didn't really fish growing up. He didn't get into fishing until I think 2019 or 2020.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
he was still active Coast Guard, but he will tell you that it saved his life. And we've had a ton of former military and current military on who have said the same thing.
Yes.
But that's the thing is, you it's people talk about the cost of kayaks now, but you can still you still spend $500, $1,000 on a good kayak and go out there and have a good
100%.
time, and it not
100%.
be a shit show like the $200 kayak.
Oh,
But
for sure.
yeah.
100%. And like, back to the whole destiny and how did it get me here? Weight loss, all of that journey, my connection with food, some of the people that I'm meeting, I'm hoping I can impact their life. Because I do come up with great ideas. And so I've got, weight loss, food, kayak fishing, feeling alive again. All of this
Mm.
stuff is, I feel like once we get out of adulthood, our entire adulthood is chasing that childhood feeling.
Mm-hmm. I
There's
love that.
no,
Hell yeah.
and there's really no protection from it. The only time you can do is just connect with what I say. I know my grandfather's out there. I think my grandfather's in this dog. My grandfather's the reason why I saved that first Tamarack kayak that sank. He sends me feathers on the water that tells me,
Mm.
hey, something's coming. With the Hobie. It's crazy how things happen out there, but I just think that we all run, 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 and it's the simplicity that we're here for, and we're gonna get that.
Especially, yeah. What when you're an adult and you got to pay bills, and then you have kids with that, all that stuff. There's just money going out. Your worries are, I got to work to be able to do this. Do you have a little bit of work, a little bit of money that you can put towards something that takes you away from all the stress and the shit that you got to worry about? Now, fishing is a fucking terrible de-stressor. It's not, and it is, but you will be more pissed off fishing. Lo- just losing a lure. It didn't have anything to do with the fishing part, just losing a lure. But you're right. It does get you back to some fresh air, some sun, some cold
Yeah,
ass water, soggy boots,
whatever.
fighting with your stuff. All right,
Yeah,
back up a little bit. You said
yeah,
you went to college for rodeo.
yes,
What college did you go to, and what rodeo events did you do?
yeah. So I really only did one rodeo event that you could say professionally, and that's run barrels. But I have, I've nanny slamming, tied goats straight away. You know what I mean?
For the people that don't know what a nanny slam is, before we get reported for grandma abuse, what is nanny slamming?
It's where the goat is tied on a string, and you have to run the horse down and jump off while the horse runs, and you split your legs while you're running down the rope, and run and trap the goat with the rope, flip the goat. You loop the front leg and tie the back to like a calf and pull through like that. You tie
So
the goat.
so you were the inspiration for the T-Rex scene in Jurassic Park 1, where the goat's sitting out there on a chain, except instead of getting nanny slammed, the bitch got ate by a T-Rex.
I mean, I can definitely see how they delivered that, that works.
Yeah,
So man,
some writer came in and says, "Hey y'all, I got the perfect scene for the T-Rex. It's a nanny slam, except it's a T-Rex slam."
I mean, it's like the perfect event. Hey, you guys, let's tie a goat in the all the way at the end of the arena, and y'all run your horses because it's for kids. Okay, it's for
It's for
kids.
kids.
Let's
It's for
run
the
your horse,
kids.
beat him all the way, or her, whoop him all the way down, spur him all the way down, and then you got to jump off and somehow align that speed with the ground and the goat and the rope. It's a lot.
And that poor
But
little goat's over there like, meh, meh.
listen,
And
I mean, there's some girls and nanny slamming in college. I'm telling you, they were 6 seconds. How do you
God,
do that? What, in 6 seconds? 6 seconds. I can't even run down there and back in 6 seconds.
how much does the horse have to do with? All right, so I grew up in South Carolina, and we had the rodeo in, I think, October, high school rodeo. I never rodeoed, but I'm very familiar with it because of what we had going on there. How much does the horse have to play into nanny slamming or barrel racing? I think more people can probably understand barrel racing. How much does the horse have to do with that? Is it a combination of the horse and the rider? Does one kind of trump the other? Like, can a good horse make an average rider great? Can a great rider make an average horse great?
So bottom line, there's so many factors that go into play because now it's not just, the fastest horse around the barrels. These horses have been bred to run and turn. and it's come along the last 50 years. It is far superior, and so now where a yearling you might could get for $400 30, 40 years ago, a yearling now with decent bloodline, you're probably paying 30 grand for. And good
For a
luck getting that.
barrel racing horse?
Oh, yeah.
Holy fuck. That's.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. I mean, the stud fees. But we're talking about they literally are taking cells from certain males. I mean, they're selling them for $100,000 sometimes.
Well, I mean, that's the same thing. I'm sure anybody listening has watched Yellowstone or know what it is.
Yeah.
And so you see the cutting horses.
Oh, man.
And so that's the same thing. Those cutting horses are bred to be a cutting horse. They're not, you're not going to take a cut horse barrel racing. You know, they're, of course, it's a horse. You can't, but you don't.
Yeah.
Damn it, Dena, this is my podcast.
I've had success with it. That's why. But yes, go ahead.
Well, I guess their stop and go is probably really good.
Yeah. No,
that turn.
They're broken. They're trained and they're deadheads. Like they just do exactly what you tell them to. They're so cow bred. They're instinctual. They're perfect for kids. And odds are you put something on them that weighs 40 pounds or a stick that weighs 100, you put a 10-pound Brazilian saddle on. Good luck outrunning them.
Yeah.
Good luck,
Does the size of the horse matter? Is a smaller horse or, a taller horse?
It's tricky, so when I'm looking for a horse, I'm looking at the angle of the shoulder. I'm looking at the angle of the neck, the length of the back versus the length of the underline, the length from the hip all the way to the hock. So, and then I want to look between the hock and then the fetlock and how much length is in the cannon. So you have to look at their feet. You have to look at everything. You got to look at their teeth. You got to look at everything, even x-ray their vertebrae. There's kissing spines. There's so many different factors. But bottom line is you cannot have a great horse and put an average rider on him.
No, okay, now, so you're answering my question right now. An average rider is going to make a great horse average.
Yeah, because you're just putting up dead weight, and if you get in the way. Now, if you got a great rider, then that is the difference between a $100,000 horse and a $250,000 horse, right? Even though you've gone in there and you've won on that horse, I will go in there and outrun people on that horse. And I've learned the difference because my girlfriends taught me the difference. Meaning they put me on their horses and I thought I was fast. I thought my horse was out of control. This is insanity. How do you ride this horse? So I've learned a lot because my girlfriends are buying $200,000 horses. They got, $250,000 big rigs with $250,000, $500,000 horse trailers. And I'm over here just going, sure, I'll ride him. That's cool.
Hey guys, y'all want to check out my $3,000 kayak and $800 trailer?
Yeah, no, and that was my replacement. See, I had to lose and give up the horses because having property, keeping the truck, the insurance on the truck, shoeing a horse now is $150 for a decent shoer. I can't keep up with the Joneses, and so I had to give up what my entire heart was pumping for. And then when I started fishing, it was like.
So fishing was your replacement for the rodeo scene.
100%. Because I was like, how I got my van is an unbelievable story. It came from a girlfriend of mine.
I can only imagine how great of a story it is because every story you've told so far has been wonderful.
The destiny that is happening in my life, that's why you have to go with it. If you're meant to change lives and things feel right, or people are trying to do for you, especially when I can't ask anybody to even help me. So when you have people trying to do for you and it's hard to say yes to, I have learned through, honestly, the recent friends in my last year of letting them do for me because the way that they feel is it comes back tenfold to them. I may not see it, but they see it, or it somehow comes back to them. It might be me bringing them fish and visiting that is worth it for them to repair my stupid, trailer or my van, for instance. So I had one girlfriend who had the van and she was like, Dena, buy the van. And I'm like, great, got that kind of money. And she's like, look, just Pay me when you can.
What kind of van? We got to know what the fuck this van is. What kind of van is it?
Super cool. Back in the day when the Sprinter first came out, would have been about 2003. It was one of the first ones. 5-cylinder Mercedes Benz inline.
Yep.
Okay, it's a diesel, but it's also on a Dodge chassis, and it has a Freightliner custom, and it's also a Vistacruz custom. So it's like I walk into AutoZone and I'm sorry, but I'm not really sure. Sometimes we're gonna have to do some research, but it had 200 and I think 45,000 miles on it. And she offered it to me at a price, and I was like, man, ultimately, if I can't afford my place to live, I could live in the van, right? And the state couldn't look at me where I was living. This is straight, illegal shit. Moving into my business, I'm not supposed to be living there, but hey, I got a van. Proof I'm living in my van, right?
That's right.
So I gave her $1,900 down, and she's like, just pay me when you can. So I broke down on the way home, and it was like $1,200. It was like $1,200 and something dollars. I broke down in Tallahassee. Yeah. And she was like, I'll pay for half of it. I was like, all right. So she paid for half of it, got me back on the road. Well, then it kept breaking down. I'm headed to New Orleans. I broke down like 8 times. It was overheating. God damn. Long story short, I've put over $13,000 trying to fix it. Okay. But we've not still fixed it yet. So she's just like, you know what? I tell you what, don't send me any more money. And she said, I'm going to lease a room from you at your spa. And I was like, okay. So that giving her a room for her niece to work paid for that van. And
do you still have that van?
I haven't been able to get it fixed until my girlfriend forced me to let her get it fixed. So they have it. Literally 3 days ago, they've had it since. So
okay, so so when we see your videos, what are you driving now? What's
I have a 2013 Ford F-150.
Okay.
And then I have the 2003 van.
So is the long-term plan then to get the van back right? Yes. So you can travel with it, do your tournaments, and get and hook up the electrical inside, so your microwave where you store your lighters doesn't catch on fire again.
Well, I've unplugged that. I don't use it. I don't use the microwave.
If that bitch caught on fire, I hope you got a new one, because I mean.
No, it's gonna stay in there. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I don't even have a microwave at home because I don't use them.
This bitch caught on fire, and ain't nothing wrong with it.
Nothing's wrong with it. It still works. So there's nothing wrong with it. I don't know.
You just gotta remember to unplug it, is what you're saying.
No, it's completely unplugged. But my generator, I have it only on generator. It has like 180 hours on it, and it's like however. Yeah,
is it a diesel generator? Or is it gas, propane?
It actually runs on propane. Okay. So, and I have a 7-pound tank. So up top, I have an AC. The AC is freezing cold. The reason why I took the van, one of the biggest reasons, was because of my dog at the time. So she's passed away, but I didn't want to leave her at home. Right. So I'm going camping and doing all this stuff in this van. My dog's coming. So like it has a thermostat and a heater. So, and I have a second fan to run and ventilate air. I have windows that crank open when the rain, is coming. So I have 2 burners. I have a toilet. I have a shower. I have a couch. I have a system I put in there. Big Daddy's stereo. My friend hooked me up with ceramic on my windows so nobody can see in.
Hold the fuck on. You're showing up in a 2003. A 2003. You're coming to the ramp in a 2003 Sprinter van with a system.
Listen, I got robbed by meth heads, so I lost my original 12-inch sub.
Wait. Repeat that.
Yeah, I
No, repeat word for word. You got robbed by
meth heads. Yeah, I caught them. I confronted them, and then I confronted them with the law the second time with weapons. Yeah, they literally robbed my van. They did. They couldn't get. There were 2 screws stuck, but They got my 12-inch sub in the back, and then they tried to come back for my custom folk house speakers the next day. Yeah, and I was ready for them.
This has got to be the craziest fucking shit we have ever had on this podcast. And we have had some crazy shit. I mean,
Listen,
we have had some crazy shit on this podcast, but not once have we had a guest whose system in their Sprinter van was taken by meth heads.
By meth heads, yeah. And then they come back from my folk house. Yeah, sure did. So it's not the second time. It's the second. What's the second
Dena,
time I've had to confront?
You don't have to tell us where you live, but all I'm saying is you might want to move a block or two.
There's a lot of transients. It's just like the one today that set that fire. I mean, I cussed. I cussed because I know.
Was that the towel fire?
Somebody took something and wrapped it around a stump and lit it on fire.
Didn't you say it was a towel or something?
Yeah. And it was probably about 3.5 feet away from the telephone pole that keeps all of 5 of us women's business operating. How many transients I've kicked out of that parking lot? I'm so over it. That people don't understand. Here I'm trying to have a luxury business and I got to walk my clients in and out.
Yeah, fuck that.
I've had a transient jerk a phone out of my client's hand and then had the audacity to ask for a ride to Dallas. I can't make it up. And I am the way I am because I'm not going to take no shit. The moment I let my guard down, there's a damn meth head or somebody. Like I cannot believe it. I cannot believe the stories that I've had in my life. And
I can't either. I
want to write a book. Like it's just no joke.
Alex tells stories, and his a lot of times are really out there, and I'm like, this is a fucking lie. We need something, but these are 100% believable that you're telling, and it is fucking absolutely phenomenal. All right, 2 things. One, I did a little bit of research on you since Alex was going to be here, and I had to be professional and have to run this whole fucking podcast by myself. And one of the things that I learned about you was that you pee in pools. Is that true?
Yeah, totally. I mean, totally. That hat, I mean, I have a lot of hats, a lot of funny hats. But that one, well, the Show Me That Butthole definitely has gotten a lot more reaction.
Yes, that one, Show Me That Butthole is a good one. I was hoping that you were going to wear I pee in pools. Because I wore my "Don't Ask Me Shit" hat,
I thought I had another hour.
But if you had worn "Show Me That Butthole" hat on here, this probably would have been my most favorite podcast ever that I have done.
Oh yeah, well you can have me back. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be more stories. I'm sure.
There's no fucking question about that shit. There are going to be stories. Yeah. We should probably start a monthly podcast where Dena Davis comes on and just tells us the shit that just happened the last 30 days because it sounds like there's plenty. From
fucking fishing,
unbelievable.
Yeah, and I haven't recorded like for the last year and a half because I'm sick of the fucking hole buzzards and these damn lazy asses that literally will not go find fish themselves. Like now I'm back to where I won't tell people. People are like, oh, well, she must not be, this is old video because she's wearing a jacket. Get, oh my Lord. East Texas is different. There's a lot of lakes that are within, I'm not kidding you, within 20 miles of me. There's double digits in some of these lakes. And I mean, consistently. So, people, I'm not saying bass fishing is easy. I'm not saying fishing is easy. I'm saying I have a special connection and I do understand because I get back to the boat ramp and lots of people do not catch fish when I'm like, really? Well, I've got 3 to eat. Do you want one?
I'm being Alex right now. And I'm being Alex right now. Oh yeah. Well, bass fishing is easy in East Texas. Every other fish you catch is 8 pounds. I'm sorry. I don't have a Washington State / New Jersey accent. So all I can do is try to be raspy, but it's terrible. My British accent is way better. All right. Time out. we have failed our field sobriety test for
It's
the
okay.
DUI. 100% it's okay. This is why at the beginning, before we started, I told you that this is a fishing / outdoors podcast, but it's
Shit
not
show.
really because, this is
Shit show.
sitting around a campfire shooting shit with your pals after a day of
Totally.
fishing or whatever. All right.
Yeah.
The last thing we got to do to back up a little bit before we get back into the craziness, which is Dena Davis outdoors life. The Hobie. How did the Hobie come about?
Okay,
Your
so
current boat.
yeah, so ultimately, a friend bought it for me.
Mm, that's
So
is your friend available to buy stuff for other people?
I highly doubt that.
Okay.
I highly doubt that. Yeah, I'm not gonna say all the details, but honestly, this person has been life changing from the very beginning that I met them. The person who introduced them said this person's life changing. And I mean, anywhere from shooting guns to just bottom line hunting, common interests, fishing, things like that. He was just very blessed with,
Mm,
his dad was a very, very blessed man in business, and he was a very generous man. And I feel that he's this way. The Hobie was that, like one day I was just like, oh my God, we were shooting guns. I was like, oh, and he literally handed it to me right then. And
mm.
and it just is,
What gun was it?
it well, I could show it to you. It's a side by side, and let me tell you, I am
Oh, so this is
double
a gun
trigger.
gun. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I tell you what, it's going to my niece, and there's only one rule: my sister can't give that to her until she has a home and she knows what that gun's capable of. I shoot a solid a buckshot,
Mm-hmm.
real short, and I shot it at 120 yards, and it completely busted, and it bruised me both shots. They could pull the trigger at the same time, and that
Mm-hmm.
they're big boys. I couldn't do it. I'm terrified of that gun. I won't even. It's the only one that I will not load.
Mm.
So if I load that, you're done. I could shoot through a door, through vehicles, through these walls. You will not survive.
There you
So
go.
that's kind of how we met. And he had a Hobie. He wanted to start going kayak fishing, and he was excited about it. So he got a Hobie, and then he just saw that I was excited about it because the Old Town PDL runs like this, and you get hung in the weeds, and then
Mm-hmm.
the Hobie would do like this. And I want to fish cattle a lot, so fishing cattle with the 360, and he wanted me to have one. That was the bottom line.
See, Alex, did you hear this? So Alex is an Old Town guy.
Okay.
I have a Hobie, and Alex wants to talk shit about Hobie all the time. And this is one of the things I bring up. If you're around grass or lily pads, a Hobie you can still pedal.
Oh,
That Old
100%.
Town, you're gonna have to push pole or paddle.
Literally, like.
Yeah.
I mean, I do that, and you'll just slowly see that you're just scooting
Yep.
across the
Scooting
grass.
along.
Yep. And it's great. With the Old Town, I mean, there are a lot of choice words and keeping up with that pen. Now, they have advanced in the 120, is it the 126, and how that
Yeah,
positions
they
in. And
changed that all. Yep.
yeah, yeah. But just for that time, that would have been a 2020 PDO.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
they've done quite a few
yeah.
upgrades since that.
But I
That's a
tell you
load.
what, anybody with no experience, or my sister with her kids, I put them in that because I can stand all over that kayak and it won't flip, and I
Yeah.
trust it.
Yeah.
Trust it. That thing's a tank.
Well, when you step up to the Hobies, the Old Towns, the Natives, any of the true fishing kayaks, when you step up to those, you're getting a stable vessel.
Okay.
And that's the biggest thing about it is when you're out there, you're in Texas, East Texas. Texas, the wind never stops blowing, ever. And so it either blows to hell and back, or it's just blowing regular, which is 15, 20 mile per hour. But when you get into one of those, a true kayak, you're getting into something that's stable enough that you can
Mhm.
you can be safe on the water. Now,
Yeah.
if you load it down with a bunch of shit and then you make a mistake, Oh, look, she's already done that. Of course she's done that. What have you not done on a kayak that can't be done? Hey, real quick. Usually, guys, when somebody has to go tinkle on this podcast, Alex's sorry bitch ass is here, and we can still keep the dialogue going. And when it's just me, a lot of times I'll give this spinning hand signal to our guest to continue talking while I go pee pee, and I got to go tinkle. I do not want to miss anything. So there's going to be like a 15.5 second break. And yes, I wash my hands and I have hand sanitizer, but I go pee. I don't want to miss anything. So there's going to be quietness for like 15 seconds and I'll be right back.
Okay. I mean, I probably could sing. Maybe play some karaoke, which, I definitely should dabble into some of the kayak karaoke. I've got a few skits recorded, actually. What's he got hanging on that wall back there? Well, definitely can do an eye check because I can read some of that. Yay, go me. Show you guys some. I just took everything off my walls. I got to rehang stuff. Look at that. Well, did it work out for you?
I think I'm good. I hope you didn't talk too much shit. Usually when that happens, the guest takes liberty with talking shit about me. And I hope you did. I hope you didn't just sit here and be all quiet. We're back, folks. We're back. Potty break's over.
Well, no, I was going to bust out with some of my kayak karaoke, but I held back. I was like, I'm going to hold back for another time.
You'll hold that back for the social media so you can get some views.
Absolutely.
A little bit of money, hopefully. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so you got the Hobie. Everything's good. That's what you're fishing out of now. You got your trailer, your girlfriend. They helped you get the trailer built, make it better.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. That's great.
Yes.
We talked about how you like to pee in pools because you've got some really good hats. One of them's Look at My Butthole.
Yep. Show me that butthole.
Show me that butthole. That's a great one. We talked about scaling. Somebody giving you shit for scaling a bass. We're gonna come back to the bass eating stuff a little bit later. I mentioned the shotgun round in the green room. That's gonna come back up later. But again, since Alex isn't here and Alex is the bus driver of this podcast. I'm the kid in the back that keeps all the other kids entertained.
Okay.
I'm the talent is what it comes down to. I usually show up right on time, not early, even though I was the only one early today because we had a little bit miscommunication on.
I'll be the camera.
You've made a couple videos on game washing.
Yeah.
And I know what you're doing, but I've never heard it said that way before. Tell me what game washing is and what are you doing?
So ultimately, game washing is just washing the fillets for you in a short period of time. If you've ever noticed, if you soak your fish in cold water, how it'll firm up nice in the refrigerator. Somebody even gave me the tip. Well, what I've noticed is when I use the game washer, which, by the way, you can use it for any meat, deer meat, axis, whatever, any game, pig, you can game wash it. It is going to beat blood out of it. What I've noticed is if there's any worms, parasites, things like that, scales, whatever, it just tumbles that fillet. And what you do, I've made my own. What turned out to be a $40. I could have bought one for $40. Turned out to be like $140. So I can go into business. But there is you go from a 1 inch down to a 3/8 or a 90-degree turn. And so it whips it like a tunnel. It just tumbles the meat. You pull it out in just a few minutes and it's great. It's great. Your meat looks white. Beautiful.
So let's take bass, fish, whatever you may want to use. What is the biggest difference that you can taste, not see, because obviously when you put it in cold water and you let it soak, you're going to pull a lot of that blood out of that meat. So the meat's going to look whiter. What does it do to the texture of a largemouth bass?
Well, it definitely will put it in a position to actually be a little bit more delicate, a lot more flaky.
No shit.
Like
More,
for me, yeah.
I would have thought it would have made it a little firmer.
No, that
Okay.
cold water, yes. But when I say like you can't see anything, and I've had several, when no worms or nothing, when I put it in that game washing bucket and I'll pull it out, midway and I'll look and decide, do I want it to go a few more minutes? If that water is pink, fleshy, sorry, if the meat is pink, fleshy, or gray at all, still, I drop it back in there, and halfway through is when you find the little worms starting to pop out. You can go ahead and pull them things out. I have. Put them back in there. The water will beat them out. But now it is like you can eat it right then. All you got to do is pat it dry, season it, eat it right then.
Nope.
If you want to deep fry it, then I would definitely put it in cold water for 30 minutes to 2
Yeah.
hours. And it'll firm up. But I'm telling you right now, I grew up on the salt water.
Mm-hmm.
We've bled our fish out. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
It just makes zero sense. So when you bleed out a bass, you put that sucker directly on ice.
Yep.
Then you come in and you take it straight off. You game wash it, remove the red vein, season it, dry it off, vacuum season it, or season it, vacuum seal it, and I put it in the freezer, and they just stack up like this.
Mm-hmm.
Pop them out, thaw them out, and they're better than anything. And I'm sorry, and I don't give a shit what people think. I cannot go to the store. What?
Sorry, it was supposed to be a hand clapping thing, but my fucking mix board's fucked up. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Largemouth bass is delicious. And people
wonderful.
who say it tastes like mud have no fucking idea. You can I would be willing to bet if I got 100 people and we did a fish fry, we did catfish, we did crappie, and we did largemouth bass, that probably 90% of them would not be able to pick them out and tell you which one's which. 8%, I'm making up fucking numbers by people I know. 8% of the 90 would guess right as a complete guess.
Right.
And then the other 2% would actually know the difference.
Well, most of these sumbitches don't even fish for them. Okay. And secondly, they like catfish. If it just depends, because I won't eat catfish unless I caught the damn thing myself. And I bleed them out. I hold up their tail, I bleed them out. Then I lift up off their skin about 1/8 of an inch and right in their epidermis, and the dermis is where the majority of all their blood is. So every fish is different. So I feel like all those people talking shit, it's just, bro, if you don't know how to clean a fish or you've never caught a bass, just say so. Because I can't go to the store and buy that meat. Firstly, if y'all are eating shit in the store, because I have one of my girlfriends, she was like, girl, I don't know how you can clean that and they eat that. Firstly, I don't know how you can eat any fucking thing that you didn't clean at this point, because I don't fucking trust nothing in the store.
I've been trying to find that radioactive shrimp and maybe hoping it would give me some superpowers, and I could be skinny again and I wouldn't have ADHD. I'm not sure if those are side effects to radioactive shrimp, but I would like to try it out to see if I could at least know what it feels like to be a regular human being one day in my life.
Man, weight loss is about consistency, and it's about how you treat yourself, how you feel about yourself. If you make your entire life about weight loss and losing weight, guess what? It's not going to go anywhere. Why? Because what else do you have? You're holding on to that. It becomes your lifestyle, it becomes your pattern, it becomes your thing. You're never going to lose the weight as long as that's what your focus. Your focus and your energy needs to be on different things, and your body will do what it's supposed to do and get that shit off you so you can focus on other shit. But losing weight is more about the mind and the spirit and how you want to do yourself, how you feel about yourself, what you think you deserve. And you have to have these conversations with yourself. That's where you separate the sheep from the wolves. That's where you separate an alpha from running a pack from getting his ass run off a pack. You know, the bottom line is food is a drug. There are three different receptors on our brain. Emotionally, they get triggered. Food, they get triggered. Alcohol, they get triggered. Other substances, things that we breathe, we eat, and we drink, they all get triggered. So nobody's addiction is greater or lesser than any other's addiction. And just because food's legal, don't make it right. Anything in abundance is not good for you. We all know that. So
So Alex, you're not. I'm going to make you listen to this podcast. I'm the alpha because I can lose weight. She just said it, and you're not because you cannot grow any taller than 5'3" and 1/8. Because that's the thing, I can lose weight. This is the conversation and an argument we have all the time. I'm like, bitch, I can lose weight. Matter of fact, I lost 30 pounds. I gained about 15 of it back. But anyway, I lost weight, but Alex can never get taller.
mm,
Not naturally. He's going to have
I
to
used
use, he's
I
going to have to
used to
get,
say to women who were mean or people who, like men or even whatever, I used to say, you know what? I can fix that fat, but you can't fix ugly. Like,
see, Alex, see, bitch, I tell you this all the time, Alex. I can fix what my problem is. Can't fix you and your stink ass breath. Dena Davis Outdoors says your breath stank.
your
You
breath
got yellow
stank.
teeth.
All of that. Gingivitis and everything. Periodontal disease,
Yeah.
whatever.
I went and peed in the toilet. Alex pees in a sump pump in his basement.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you haven't flipped your Hobie.
I have not flipped my Hobie, but I'm very conscientious about what I do in there because I do not one, I don't want to flip. And it's not because I'm scared to flip. It's because I'm not a gearhead. I don't buy a lot of shit. My
Okay.
you know, I my rods, I've got good rods. I only fish with Shimano Cораdos just because that means I can pick up any Corrado and it's good. It's not about the money or
100%.
anything. It's a great
100%.
$200 reel. But
100%.
but if I start losing, if I lose, if a rod breaks or something like that, that's fine. But if I dump over and I dump 8, 10 rods in the water and and you know shit, half my fucking tackle sinks to the bottom. Again, I'm not a gearhead. I don't have a lot of shit. I don't have a wall of stuff that we would have seen before Dena started taking it down to rearrange it. I don't have all that stuff. So when I lose something of financial value, it's gone for a while. So
Okay.
I'm very conscientious about what I'm doing in the kayak and inspect if it's windy, if it's inclement weather. I'm very
Yeah.
conscientious about what I'm doing because
Yeah.
I don't care about going in the water and all this shit. I care about losing my shit because if I lose a bunch of shit,
Yeah.
then that means I'm not going to have a lot of shit to fish with because it's gone for me. It's going to take some time for me to get it back
Get
up.
it back going. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
completely. I mean, I've jumped out on purpose, getting a rod on Toledo. I jumped out and jumped right back in less than 10 seconds. So that bitch can't walk on water. Because that sucker's full of gators. But when I flipped it, it was due to the winds, and fortunately, the water
Right.
was clear, so
Mm.
I was able to save everything, even though my
It
front
sounds
hatch
like
was
you
open.
were in shallow enough water that you could grab stuff too.
I was
No, maybe
standing
not.
5 feet. They were actually like 11 foot low or something like that. So
Ah,
it's crazy how I flipped the whole thing. But listen, the bow motor changes the entire dynamics of that weight and how that
yep.
Hobie sits in the water. So I
Hmm.
tell people, you got to know your limits. I only weigh 140 pounds. I can swim. I'm athletic. I'm not afraid of the water. So, if you are can't swim, afraid of the water, don't put a bow mount on. If you want a motor, you're going to need something that goes on the stern. Have different types, certain types of PFD or whatnot. But I feel like that Hobie with the PDL down, I stand on the nose of that thing, especially when I'm trying to reach somewhere. I can stand all over the Hobie just as I can the Old Town. but not when you put that motor and that weight on the front end. That sucker is like bloop.
Yeah,
It
before I
just,
got my bow mount, I did the Christine Fisher entry when she has hers and she pushes it off and she jumps on the front and then hops in the middle. Yeah, I
uh-huh.
did that a couple times. Fell in once. One time I fell in the boat, but also I'm two of you. I'm not
Yeah,
exactly two of you,
yeah,
but I weigh quite a bit more than you do. So
yeah.
when I jump on the front of my Hobie, it
Boom.
looks like the fucking Titanic is sinking.
Yeah,
So I can't hop around my Hobie like you can.
yeah.
But
No,
I can
and
put
that
my
and that's
son I can put my son on a Tommy Bahama chair in the back and we're safe.
yeah, no, and that's what I mean. You got to know your limits, and
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
you got to know your limits. I hope that I can just somehow impact people in a PDF way. There's a lot of ideas I don't even want to mention out loud or write them down because they're life saving ideas, and I want to hopefully find somebody that can help. But I don't know how we're finding all these grown adults drowning in 8 foot of water with their vessel, with their their PFD floating by
Yep.
nearby, or some of them are even in PFD. And I'm like, what? A
Hey.
guy just died right here
Mm-hmm.
racing his boat. The two deals busted open when he went up in the air, so it took on all that water. He went in like a razor blade, like into the water. In fact, he was in the water before parts of his nitrous landed in the water.
Mm-hmm.
That's how fast that boat sank. He was wearing PFD, but it was probably PFD from 1962 and when he learned how to flog. And it was probably the same PFD that was 19. And I'm like, okay, if we're going to have boat races, can't we have PFD restrictions? Like, what's going on here? So,
Yeah.
the
We're all
water's,
about on this podcast. We're all about wearing your PFDs. Alex again was in the Coast Guard. He did a lot of rescues
yes, thank you,
off the
Alex.
coast of New Jersey. Where I don't know if Alex was fucking here, he could tell you exactly where. I don't know, but where he was on the East Coast, Jersey coast, wherever stuff happening and people not having their PFDs on. But a lot happens when you hit the water. You have a
Yeah.
you have a medical incident, stroke, heart attack.
Yeah.
Maybe
You
you
can
can
get
at least float
stung,
to
get
get yeah,
bit.
yeah. Cold water takes your breath away, and if
Yep.
you get a
Yep.
mouthful of water, there's so many
Oh,
things that
yeah.
can happen. Wear
Yep.
your fucking PFDs,
Wear it.
and I mean,
Too, and
it's
people,
just
I tell people, hey, listen, if you were in a crisis, how the hell am I going to help you? But if I have PFD on, I'm going to
you
do
can at
whatever
least
I can.
exactly.
Right.
That's it. But see, that's
Hmm.
the other thing that people don't think about. They look at it from the perspective of them sitting at their computer, reading a news article about somebody drowning without a PFD, or somebody says, "Oh, where are your PFDs?" Well, I can swim, but when stress hits the majority of the people, your body does shit that
You
is
can't
not
control.
you sitting there in your recliner saying what you would do. That's not what happens when stress hits people. Things happen, and
Yes.
your mind and your body have to react together. And what
Together.
happens
Mhm.
with most things is that people's mind and bodies are doing two different fucking things, and they can't control themselves and bring themselves to take a breath and to understand the situation and get out of it. And
Yeah.
that a lot of times that's what,
Panic.
especially in cold water. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
problem that I have is that when you get all these keyboard warriors talking about when the PFD conversations come up, especially in the kayak world, is you get these keyboard warriors that just, oh, I blah 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 blah.
They
You
may
can
fish
say
twice
that,
a year too.
yeah, and you can say that shit sitting on your computer or on your phone, typing it out. But when it happens to you, some people just can't react. I mean, a tornado
No.
could come by somebody's house and rip the fucking roof off,
Yeah.
and they're sitting in the middle of there just taking all the rainwater in instead of maybe going to where the roof is. Well, that's a terrible example, but you get what I'm saying
Yeah.
is that
Yeah. Yeah.
people freak out in
Yep.
situations that are emergencies. and you do not
100%.
know how you're going to react if you've never been trained to react a certain way. And 99% of
100%.
people have never been trained to react in an emergency
Right.
situation. They just play it. They play that scenario in their head,
Yeah.
and they've never had it actually happen, so they don't know what to
100%.
do.
And our body reacts enzymatically, and like you're saying, the brain and the body have to communicate. And sometimes under distress, like
Mhm,
people will freeze and you can't react.
mhm.
You get knocked out and your PFD doesn't hold you above water. What are you going to do when you're knocked out? You're going to inhale water. There are so many just different factors. It's like when I experienced that cold water, I knew the water was going to be cold before I went in. I knew it was going to be cold for the second time that I went in, but I could feel literally the like my bones wanting to shatter. For instance, if we took off sprinting on the beach or something, your body could go into organ failure because you stressed it out. So, you never know. Wearing PFD, you're never going to be like, well, I shouldn't have wore that stupid life jacket because it saved my life. Ever. It actually saved my life when I was 5. I fell 15 and a half, 16 and a half feet.
Damn.
Yeah, after I drowned when I was 23 months old. And so my mom made a new rule. If you go outside, no matter where we were, there was always water. So you had to wear
Right.
PFD. So it
There you go.
saved my life. You know, it saved my life falling
Yeah,
that far.
that's crazy. No
Yeah.
shit.
PFD, man. And still, it just even to this day, I see some of my friends not using it, and I'm like, it's not gonna do you any good when you get run over by a boat because you didn't hear the boat coming because your music's so loud. And I'm just
Yep, and it is sitting at the front of the boat under your bungee cords. Well, I'll tell you this with
exactly.
what I do. So my PFD, it holds my phone, it holds my wallet, and my phone is attached to a tether, and then it has my truck keys. So if something happens and I roll my boat, kayaks don't sink, but they
No.
flip, right? So if I roll my boat, I can call if I need to call, as long as I got service. I have my wallet, so I don't have to go through getting a new. And if you live in North Carolina, you know how hard it is to get a license right now.
Mm.
I don't have to worry about getting a license and credit cards and losing money, and I can get my ass home.
Yes.
Those three things are in my life vest, and as long as I live, I can call somebody, I can get home, and I don't have to worry about getting all new credit cards and losing money and all
All
that
of
shit.
that. Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
that's for me, that is where all my important shit stays.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it
A
gives me,
whistle.
yeah, well, my
Yeah.
whistle isn't as accessible as it should be, but as long as I'm not incapacitated, it's in the pocket and I just have to pull it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just in general, the way that I look at it is
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
don't lose my phone, so I don't have to buy a new one or pay a copay or whatever, and I can call for help, and I can take my ass home because my truck keys are in my vest.
Hundred
So
percent.
yeah,
Yeah. No. Yeah. No, I forgot what I was about to say, but no, man, you got to be able to get home. You've got to. I think about that all the time. Having the spare keys, people knowing where I'm at, whatever the case may
hmm
be. Yeah.
yeah,
No.
letting people know where the fuck you gonna be. So if you don't show up to supper that night at your friend's house,
Yeah.
and then like, well, shit, Dena says she was taking her ass fishing and she's going to be over in this area. At least somebody can go look for you. I mean, damn.
Yeah. 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 No. No. And I do. I let people know. I let people know when I'm going to make an exchange for Marketplace. Are you
Well,
kidding?
got
Oh,
well, all the fucking meth heads you've had to fight off and find and do all this. You damn sure
I
got. I'm sure Marketplace ain't what you need to be doing. You need to be
I'm
ordering off
telling you
eBay.
what, I got a hot iPad. So that was my first experience. I bought a hot iPad.
Hold on, you got a hot iPad?
I sure did. And so I
What?
set up a thing with a friend of mine who I knew had a set of fucking cojones on him, and I blocked him in. And I told him to give me my motherfucking money. And
How did you know it was hot? How did you know you had a stolen iPad?
because he blocked me and it was locked, and it kept coming up with an email that just wasn't fitting this type of fuckery fool. truthfully. And so I took a photo of his truck and a video of it, what it looked like. I had my friend meet him right under some cameras. He pulled in, and my friend was right there waiting on him, and he was trying to buy something because he didn't block my friend out, did he? So all the shit that he had for sale, it hit me. I was like, "Oh, this motherfucker's been busting windows and selling all the shit he steals, huh? He's probably got my friend's Louis Vuitton as we speak."
He's probably got my goddamn speakers they stole out my Sprinter van 2 months ago.
Literally, that was a different meth head. So this one sold me the hot iPad, and I had my friend hit him up on the app to buy. He tried to sell me this gold-plated amp for like $500. So my friend was interested in it and met him up at the store, and I blocked him in, and my friend just stood back for a minute and acted like, "Oh, who's this crazy lady?" And he was like, "I don't know her. Sorry, sir. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. She's crazy." And I was like, "Oh, he don't know me." I mean, I go from... It's obsessive. So ultimately, cops got called, told the owner of the store she can get the fuck out of my face. I don't give a fuck. I'm not leaving here until I get my fucking money. This motherfucker's going to jail. He's going to fucking get cut, or he's going to give me my money. So, because my friend, he tried to act like he was going to drive over him, and my friend goes, "Buddy, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that."
So did you get your money back?
No. Ultimately, his baby mama, his brother, and his mom contacted me and apologized, but still none of them motherfuckers paid me.
Damn, you got the whole fucking family involved.
You right. I crawled in his truck and told that little skanky ass hoe he was running around with, "You ain't got no business running around with this mother." Like, the cops were like, because I wasn't wrong. I was like, "This is the little white son of a bitch y'all been looking for, thinking some ghetto trashy some bitch is robbing everybody in Longview. And this motherfucker with $10,000 wheels, a painted truck, jacked up. He's running around popping windows and stealing shit the whole time. And y'all are looking for... This is him." So he ended up going to jail. And I ended up blasting him on the internet. His brother called me from New York. It was like a whole thing. And so the second meth head, he rolled in, and I busted him on my cameras. Like, I was talking through my cameras, and I rolled up there, and he had the balls to try to turn around and confront me. I got that on video too. So he started threatening me, and I ultimately let him know and show him that I was packing, and I ultimately called the cops, which led to his crackhead girlfriend and the cop showdown in the front of my business, and her parents came out. It was the whole thing. Like, but my brother was like, "Listen, if you let one meth head get away with it, the rest of them are going to come." And I was like, "I got you." I don't play that shit. Lie. I'm from Houston. Okay? I'm from Houston.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. This sounds like some Florida shit. This does not sound like this. If we had not introduced you from being from Texas and you were telling these stories, this is straight up fucking Florida shit. Yeah. That is wild.
No,
are you close to Are you anywhere near Conroe, Texas? Because we got a buddy of ours,
not
Drew
far.
Turner and Chris Turner. They in Conroe. Drew used to have a podcast. And they in Conroe, and that must be like the uppity section of that area, because he ain't never tell no stories about no fucking meth heads like this.
Yeah, no. See, I'm from Channelview, which is off the Sandy Center River. So we have the ship channel come through there. We have a lot of, let's just say, undocumented aliens. I just grew up off of Sheldon, like, where you couldn't wear red, you couldn't wear blue. There was racism. You had to walk a fine line. But the line that gave, your backbone was called athletics. So I made friends with everybody, and I was smart, and I was really athletic. So I just made friends with everyone. I didn't want anyone to believe in, I'm not racist. I just want to be friends with everybody. Please don't beat me up, because let me tell you what, you get your ass beat down on the bus. These motherfuckers were hanging tennis shoes in the street wires, okay? Because there were gangs, the Crips. I mean, it was real in Channelview, Houston. You do not fucks around, because you will find out, 100%. So I come to this East Texas town, and I'm in my business, and I'm busting balls, man. It's 2,500 just for the lease there. And you think I'm going to let some little meth head come in and rob me and then come back and hit all my clients while they're getting services done? Bet. Try me. So I let him and his mama know and all of their family know. My brother was like, sister, you got to lose it on this one. So I lost it. Videos went out. I posted it all over social media, and I let them know, y'all, I wish y'all fucking would. So
crazy.
the problems went away after that. Because I mean, I brought
Up until this week, where somebody's out there burning shit in the parking lot.
Yeah, well, I've been meth head free probably for 4 or 5 years, and then this shit happened. So I am having to walk my clients out because of the transients and everybody sleeping in and out of the rain right around this other location. Like, it's just this town for some reason is collecting so many transients, and I have my belief system for why that's true. But this town's full of them. And the young lady saw him today. There was 4 girls. I just happened to show up at work to drop off laundry, and the 4 girls are standing outside. I'm like, "Are y'all okay?" And they're like, "No, we think that guy on a bike just set a fire." And they were like, "But we can't see it." And I'm like, "That's a lot of smoke." So I throw my truck in park. I get out, and there's like a flame a foot and a half high off this stump. And I was like, "Oh my God." I ran on my truck, got Freon, ran back down there, not Freon. Sorry, I had water in
I
a
was about to
Freon
say, what the fuck?
I had water in like a 50-50 Freon, mix for my coolant. There's just water in that. So I dump water on it, and then the fire trucks show up, and I'm just like, this town, because I'm always checking on them. They're always hitting me up saying, "Hey, can you come down here? There's a transient." And you literally have to kick people. Listen, you got to go, and you got to go now. It's crazy. I shouldn't have to go to the post office 100 yards away and help her kick people out, but I do. Make it make sense.
I mean, you're
Make it
trying to
make
get
sense.
people to come to your business to get a massage and leave
You
relaxed, not have
no.
to run to their car and get their heart rate up after a good massage, and then make sure they get out of there for their phone that gets snatched out of the hand.
Well, I don't massage anymore. It's all butthole waxing and it's all skincare. Okay, so I do
What?
that.
Damn, you didn't.
Show me the
You made it
butthole.
sound like you were massaging
I
at the
was
beginning.
primarily, yeah,
Yeah,
for
but
20 something
now
years.
you're just waxing people
Yeah, I quit massaging maybe 4 or 5 years ago. My
because they were
hands,
all
yeah,
freaks, as you said earlier. All your past massage clients were freaks. You said
man,
that. Those
it's
are your
just
words.
it's just perverted men who maybe are incels or just don't have the
What?
opportunity to connect with women. I don't really
I
know
I
them.
have I
Man, the shit
so
I've dealt with.
you just said you wax buttholes.
Buttholes. The hat. Show me that butthole. So when I get Karens come in and all these church driven women who are just anyway, I have that hat hanging right there so they can see them. Listen. How are you gonna come in and I'm about to wax your shit and you're gonna fight me every step of the way like you didn't know you was gonna come in here and show me your boo boo. Karen. Because I'll call on Karen. You're gonna have to calm down, Karen. Stop, Karen. Because people do their nerves need to calm down, and laughter is how you do that. So I have the hat hanging. Show me that butthole. And normally, when I get a little suspicious that they might be fucking Karens, I'm like, "Did you see the hat? Around here, we chill around here." So, you know,
I can't. I
I
fucking
wax the
can't.
preacher's
I thought
butthole.
you were a
Okay.
masseuse, and now an hour and 45 minutes in, I find out you were waxing
Butthole. Booty
buttholes.
boo. Yeah. Yeah.
I,
I wax
do, do you
butthole. Listen,
do you
I
get a
love my
lot of
job.
men come in to get their buttholes waxed?
Not really. The majority of men are like their back, their chest, and like they like to thin it out because you can really get great results like thinning it out.
It doesn't have
But
to be. It doesn't have to be clean, Dena. I just need you to pull a couple strips off. Sir, do you know that you're gonna look like a zebra? I don't give a shit. Just
nah.
thin some of it out.
No, what happens is if you just wax for like 2 years consistently, then the hormones and all the strength of the hair production, the hair cycles and the follicles and all that, the reduction is there because the damage has been so consistent. Then you really hardly have much hair growing and you don't even care anymore.
What?
So,
All right. So from as or a waxer, what do you
I'm an esthetician.
esthetician?
I'm an
Okay.
aesthetics professional.
As an esthetician,
Mhm.
what is the worst body part slash area to get waxed from your experience, not as getting waxed, but as an esthetician? Which one do people, men or women or both, which area of the body is the most painful?
Honestly, the lip is about on the lip,
No
not that
shit.
much.
Worse
Like,
than the butthole?
because listen, so firstly you have to realize the lips are there's so much education that comes with
Which
me in
lip are
skin.
we talking about? I'm sorry to be
So
couth, but
this
your
lip,
mouth. Your mouth.
tons of nerve endings,
Okay.
and there's a whole
Okay.
bunch of reasons why, and there's reasons why down there too. But the nerve endings here, you have different hair type. You have this vellus hair. It's a different tissue. There's different connections, right? The hair's smaller, follicles are smaller. There's a lot of different tissues. So when you go to rip out about a billion fucking hairs, you'll want to double up and just hit a bitch right in her fucking mouth. But you already knew this was gonna hurt, and it stings and it goes away and it's over fast. This is like change your DNA and you want to fucking you want to choke somebody out.
So when you wax the upper lip of the mouth,
I feel sorry for them.
that's when you have to be cognizant that somebody's not going to try to slap you as you after you
I mean,
rip.
we count down, we're like 1 2 1 2 and I jack up the count, or it just depends on how much is there. If I see a lot of hair, I'm like, it's gonna hurt like a son bitch, and I try to warn them. I try to warn them. So it just, I'm telling you, the lip hurts. For males, I truly feel like it's the chest because I have to grab a hold right to that strip, and I had to make it certain thickness so that when I rip that out, like, you honestly see their soul leaving slightly. You can see
So
their
for
soul
men,
just,
it's their booby area. For
yeah.
women, it's their upper mouth lip
A hundred
area.
percent are
And that,
literally like, yeah, right
oh
there
my
on the
god,
other lip.
I'm very surprised right now because I would have thought that it would have be the butthole or
No,
genitalia area, but
no,
it's
no,
neither one of those. That's fucking
no.
crazy.
There's a lot of education that goes on when you come in, and the reality is all your nerve endings, right, as a female, are they're in the front. There's hardly any nerve endings that are actually in the back. So I always tell clients that come in and they're new, like, don't worry about the back, girl or the gentleman. It's like your scrotum. It's, you got to stretch, grab a hold, stretch that some bitch out,
Yeah.
okay? And let me tell you, there's no nerve endings, and you actually wax men almost kind of backwards, the opposite of what common sense would say. So I do like an around the world on the men, and I don't even touch anything, but I have to grab a hold of the scrotum, your balls. You got to get the
Yeah, that
scrotum
grundle
stretched
area.
out.
All right,
Yeah.
one last question about waxing, and then we're going to get into the shotgun round. All right, when people are preparing for a wax, and maybe it's their first time, or they haven't had it done in a while, or something like that, do we need a pre-trim at a certain length, or do we need to let that shit get like 1970s porno bush to
Okay.
get a, what are we looking at when we need to prepare to come get waxed?
So if you are going to be spending time the first time, because I've had men and women who, get waxed for the first time with their partner or their like loved one or interest or whatever. So I would let that shit just let it
Let it
go. Who
go.
cares? Yeah, because every last little fucking hair is gonna come out. But if you don't need to be like porno ready and I'm picky, like I be eyeballing all up in your shit, okay? So if you need to be like porno ready or stripper ready, though, that's not, you can time it out. What I tell everybody is, listen, here's a big cheat, because at any given time, if you come in and you have all that hair that we haven't waxed, or you haven't been shaving, right? Then I have 100% of this hair I'm about to rip out. If you shave and you come in within 2 to 3 weeks, then only 1 to 2 cycles of hair can be produced at that time. So it's 66% less hair that I'm actually removing. So it's only like 33% of the hair getting ripped out versus 100, and the pain is lower. So I just kind of told, I didn't say this, but my advice if I were you and that was my crotch before I presented on my wedding night, I would try to, shave it and then come in 2 weeks to 3 weeks later, let me remove that. But if you're going to be taking like photos and they're zooming in and it's like a big, 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 big deal, we need all the hair gone, then let that shit grow out like the pornos in the 70s.
So what you're saying, if you want the cleanest waxing, we need longer hair.
Let it grow out.
Okay.
Yeah, and
but
if
you need to be on a cycle because you're stripping or filming videos, then you need to probably have some kind of cycle routine that you're getting routinely.
Every 5 weeks. But if you are new to waxing and you're terrified about the pain and you've been shaving, instead of letting it all grow out, just shave one last time. And then you would come in 2 to 3 weeks because the hair is about the length of a rice, and then you wax it out. And then the next time you come in, again, it's only 33% of the hair versus if you let that shit go 8 weeks, 12 weeks, now you're ripping out a bush. I mean, and horticulture says trim that shit back if you want to make it strong, okay? So there's a couple of rules. If you're worried about pain, shave and come in. If you're not worried about pain and you want to look like a 12-year-old.
No, whoa. No. Different. Yeah. If you want to look freshly waxed.
Okay, yeah, because, but you get what I'm saying. Like no hair, nothing, like none.
Let it grow out.
All of it, yeah.
Could you wax my beard? Is it too long?
That would be my advice, is you need to just shave it, and then you would come in and within the 2 to 3 weeks, and you would want to come in that fast so that you don't have too much hair at one time. So, because don't believe all the videos and the hype online. Like, you cannot wax that much hair at one time. Do not do that. That's just, it makes me want to reach through the camera and on people's doors. Like, if there's wax popo, they should have hired me.
Are we going to get a Dena Davis waxing?
I mean, you can post anything on YouTube, I know you guys know that. You can get a tutorial tonight and watch 15 different people wax a Brazilian Foley, and you can turn right around and post it on YouTube for educational purposes.
Well, yeah, this podcast is on YouTube, and that might be the only, after this fucking episode right now, this might be the only fucking platform we can post anything on after this. We have talked about methheads.
All of this is educational.
We've talked about waxing buttholes and grundles and vaginas and chest and upper lips. Well,
we wax vulvas. We don't wax vaginas. So I educate my clients on, the vulva and the vagina. It's not even the same thing. No.
Semantics.
Yeah. Well,
I'm a man of semantics. Anyway, guys, see, this is where Alex would have reined us in about 15 minutes ago, and this never would have happened.
I told you I could talk to a wall.
Hey, look, Dena, what did I tell you? That this podcast is about fishing and outdoors, but we devolved. Look, we failed our field sobriety test about 10 minutes in.
We did.
But that's why I love it. Well, look, we're going to start wrapping this up. We're getting into the shotgun round. I got a feeling that maybe another story or two is going to come out. I have my wonderful gas station glasses on tonight, so I have to read these questions. Are we about to
do that? Because I need to real fast.
Oh, go ahead. I got some stuff we can cover. Go make your coffee.
Okay.
All right, look, y'all. Again, before we get into the shotgun round, Patreon, go search Bass and Brews. It'll come up. I think it's $4.99 a month or something. But every month, Alex and I do a live podcast with our brewskis, as we call them. You comment, we post your comments, we interact. It's a good time. We didn't want to take away from the podcast, so it has nothing to do with what we're doing. There's no guest. We really don't talk about fishing. It's kind of what we got going on in our lives a little bit, but it might devolve into anything. I mean, we've talked about movies, we've talked about sex, we've talked about all this different things. It's just a good time. It's just 45 minutes to an hour of Alex and I just kind of sitting back, relaxing, and just talking shit with each other and whatever comes up in the chat. Go do that. Go leave the reviews on Spotify and Apple. Write a mean ass thing. And I'll tell you what, I've had a great Labor Day weekend. We always go with a couple of that's been friends of ours for a long time. This is the 5th year we've done it. We go to the mountains of North Carolina. Last year with Helene, we couldn't, so we went to the coast. But it's just a really relaxing time for our families. They have 2 kids. I have 2 kids. They get together. It's just fun. It's great. It's relaxing. It's a reset, and all this stuff happens. But we found this little area that we ate lunch at that had a nice little rapid coming down. It was a little rapid. And anyway, we're having fun with the kids. The water was cold as shit because the mountains this year, it was so nice. It was cool. Anyway, I go in, I lose my Hobie sunglasses. I fall in, I forget to take my hat and Hobie sunglasses off of my hat. I fall in, my Hobies are gone. I don't know where the fuck they went. Bitch is gone. So that happened. And then today, for work, we're riding around. I got a hole in my transition pants in my side pocket. And so I'm putting them in my pocket, my hip pocket. Well, the bitches fall off, and I didn't know it. And we're in a 25,000-pound truck. Well, about half a mile down the road at the next stop, I get a thing says, "Oh, your AirPods are left behind." I go look because it happens every now and again for whatever reason. I look at it, and those bitches are not with me. I've got my left AirPod in, but the right one in the case are not with me, and I see it. So we finish our stop. We go back. I search for like 10 minutes, can't find them. Well, a car was parked where we were parked, and when they moved, I found them. And the right AirPod had got run over. That bitch is dead. It's gone, never coming back to life. But this is the second time a 25,000-pound truck has run over the AirPod case. And the first time, both AirPods were in the case, and everybody lived. They still work.
Wow.
But the case still works. It charges the left AirPod, but the right one's done because we ran that bitch over as fuck. It charges, it just doesn't come on. But anyway, yeah. And then I get home today, and I'm trying to charge my headphones, and they're not charging. Couldn't find out my cord died. So yes, I've had a lot of shit going. I got new cord. I got plenty of cords anyway. It's been good. Dena's back. She got some snacks.
Yeah.
She's over there throwing something at the dog, I guess. I saw her throw something. Oh, her ball. Okay. You got to get one of those automatic ball throwers. Hey,
I'm telling you.
Are you eating combos?
No, I'm eating licorice.
Licorice?
Yeah.
See, that's psychopathic shit right there. I love licorice.
Yeah. I need to. Laffy Taffy?
Oh, now and laters.
Oh, yeah.
The sour now, I love the original now and laters, but the sour now and laters are hard to find. Usually it's at the gas station whose candy is always hard because they're the only one, they're the only ones that still have it. But the sour now and laters, which is a tappy, it's a type of tappy. I love this. I love it. I love
the dollar store. Check the dollar store.
I'll have to do that. I go by plenty, especially when I go to Harbor Freight. All right, we're going to come into the shotgun round, and we have some music that Alex usually plays. Oh, we forgot something. Shit, this is going to be a little bit longer. We got to make this quick, Dena. All right, we got to make this quick. All right, have you ever played Marry, Fuck, Kill? You ever played that game?
No.
Okay, we get 3 options. You marry one, you fornicate with one, and you kill one. All right. Your 3 options are Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, and aliens. You got to fornicate with one, kill one, and marry one.
Oh man. I think I think I would live with the aliens. I'd marry the aliens.
Okay.
I'd probably.
Okay. Hold on. So you're gonna marry this one. What's going on here?
Oh,
You're gonna
yeah.
marry this one.
I'm gonna
Okay.
marry the aliens.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'll probably sleep with Bigfoot.
You're gonna sleep with this one.
Yeah, gonna sleep with Bigfoot.
All right.
And then
so
I'll kill the Loch Ness monster.
you're gonna kill the Loch Ness? I can't find it. Alex moved it. What a bitch. Oh my God, it's not even there. It's gone.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, well, you get the point. All right, we're gonna get in the shotgun round now. If I can't find this video, because you know what? Fuck that video. No, here it is. All right, shotgun round.
It's time.
Boys and girls, let's see how far down the rabbit hole we can go today. Woo! It only takes one.
This is the patent pending shotgun round. Dana, we're going to ask you a series of questions. They're either yes, no, or we give you some answers. It's here nor there. We don't need a bunch of wishy-washy bullshit. You just answer the question. Make sense? All right.
Yep.
First one, Crocs or flops?
Flops.
A kayaker and flops. See, this is why your ass be falling in the water and losing your kayak, because when you try to walk in slippery flops, you're sliding all over the place.
I do.
I'm guessing you end up barefoot a lot.
A lot.
There you go.
Socks.
Fucking socks.
Yeah, I ain't trying to get no sunburnt feet. You ought to see my feet are 3 shades darker than everything else.
You're going to spend more on a rod or reel?
Real.
Okay. Yeah. Look, that's a hard question for a lot of people, because we get reels, rods, and there's no rhyme or reason to what they're fishing for or anything. All right. You can catch 1 7-pounder. I know you're in Texas. It's the question that we ask. 1 7-pounder or 5 2-pounders?
5 2-pounders.
Because you're gonna eat. You'll have supper when you get home.
All of those are probably 14 inches.
There you go. See, that's the tournament angler side. The tournament people are always going to go with the 5.
100%.
Not always, but a lot of times. That's right. Wacky jams. What the fuck? Wacky rig or Texas rig?
Texas.
No shit.
Mm-hmm. All day long. The things that I do with the Texas rig.
That's what she said.
100%.
All right. I got to read these off. I don't have them memorized out. Sorry, misses them.
You're okay.
I don't want to miss them. Pineapple. This is my podcast. You don't have to tell me okay. I know I'm okay.
Are you?
I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I'm not supposed to be doing this alone, Dena. I'm supposed to have a partner, and he's not here again.
See how that worked out.
I know. I need to go get some fucking now-and-laters.
Need a real friend.
No shit. He's my podcast wife, and he sucks at it.
Typical.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No.
I knew that. Do you even put vegetables on your pizza?
Yeah, I primarily eat vegetables. I'm more of a pescatarian now.
Okay.
Now.
I've got a good friend of mine who's originally from South Texas, and his when if you were to ask him, what vegetables he eats, his answer is salsa. It's meat, salsa, and potatoes.
I understand. That's typical.
It is. He does cook good food. All right. These are the food questions coming up here. So You'll have to do this. We know the answer to this. We'll dive into this in a little bit. Do you eat largemouth bass?
Yes.
Of course you do. You know how many people we've asked that to? This is like episode 290, 288. And the number of people that we asked, do you eat largemouth bass? I would be willing to bet less than 5% have answered yes to that question.
Wow. Yeah.
Craziness.
I just really think tournament fishermen are shaming other people that are eating them simply because they can't catch any fish. I mean that.
Answer.
They're used to going to that tree, and there's one on that tree, and they catch that tree. In fact, they named him Fred, and they've been going and catching Fred for the last 5 years. And by God, when they get off this Saturday early, their wife letting them go fish. They want to go catch Fred again. Well, I done ate Fred's ass, run him off the block. Now you got 3 more to catch. You're welcome.
There you go. I love it. You ever ate beaver?
No.
Huh. Interesting.
No.
You've seen a lot, though.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
I had to. Look, this question arose.
Listen, did you know that beaver don't eat fish? I didn't know that.
No, they are vegetarians.
It's bullshit. Why are they in the water then?
Well, that's what the otters are for.
Well, the otters, they can be in the water, but why are these beavers making all these big ass dams and causing all these problems? They can find somewhere else to go be a dam.
I will tell you this, that beavers have created some of the best ponds I've ever fished in.
That is no lie. I've seen some artwork, 20 feet long, where they literally are 5 and 6 feet high.
No shit.
Yeah. That's impressive work.
It is. Beavers.
On some big trees,
Yeah, some beavers do some impressive work.
I guess so.
This having dived into you not being a masseuse and being an esthetician has really made the beaver question really good, because I'll be willing to bet you see more beaver than anybody has on this podcast has ever
Probably
seen.
all those people that you've had on your podcast combined.
Yeah. I agree 100%. This is great. And I saw you blush a little bit. That's usually what we're looking for. But some people don't get it. We've had to explain that beaver's delicious if you cook it like you would a pork butt. It is actually almost like barbecue. It's delicious.
I didn't know that you could eat them.
It's an animal. What animal can we not eat?
I don't know, but aren't they cute? I mean, they're cute, kind of.
You were just talking shit about them 15 seconds ago.
Listen, they're cute, but they could find somewhere else to be destructive.
They are delicious.
Really?
Yes.
I'm really serious. I didn't know people would eat them. It's kind of like turtle soup. I'm like squirrel soup.
So the only way I've ever had it has been barbecue. So It's been low and slow. It pulls like a pork butt. I would put it closer to if you ever cook a chuck roast like you would a brisket.
Okay.
That's kind of the texture of the meat. Pork butt is very buttery. You can chew it. And then you got brisket, which is very buttery, kind of melts in your mouth. If you ever smoke a chuck roast and you pull the chuck roast, the flavor's different, obviously, because fucking big ass rat. But that's the type of texture you're gonna have, and the meat's really good. It's really dark, it's fatty. It's good.
Do you get a license for them? Do you hunt them? Do you just cap that ass? I mean, what happens? How does it work? Do you trap them?
I mean, if you go out to your local beaver pond and it's private, or maybe it's public, I don't know, and you cap one of their asses and you take it home and you clean it and cook it, I don't think anybody's going to say anything. If there's one beaver there, it's like a strip club. There's at least 45 others in the back.
Yeah, no, I see them all the time. I see beavers, otters, and nutria all the time.
I know we know. Everybody listening to this podcast knows you see beavers all the time.
All fucking time. They get mad at me.
They show me their teeth. I've had
Yeah,
some
they
of them
want
try
me
to
to get
slap
out
me
of
with
their
their tail.
business.
All right, this
Yeah.
is the most important question
Okay.
that we have to ask tonight. Out of everything we've done for the last 2 hours and 10 minutes, this is the most important question. The Brewskis, as we like to call our fans,
Okay.
they are a loving bunch, very accepting bunch. But this right here will take you to highest to be a serious angler, or the lowest of lows to the dark waters.
Okay.
What are your top 3 sandwich proteins?
Well, for me, because I don't eat meat except fish, you could say beans, sprouts, and fish. That would be great on a sandwich. You're killing me, Smalls.
Oh my God.
How are you gonna ask a pescatarian about a sandwich? I'm gonna
I
put some
didn't know you're a
clams.
pescatarian until 5 minutes ago, but you
Well,
answered the question. And so, fish is good. We'll accept
mhm.
fish. Sprouts, we've had spinach. I don't know if you've ever listened to the Serious Angler podcast with Bailey,
No.
Bailey Agbrett, but he said spinach, and he's not a pescatarian. I mean, you have, all right, listen to me here, because we're
Sprouts are
going to,
high in protein, though.
listen to me here. We're going to talk this through because you said you're a pescatarian 5 minutes ago. I didn't know this. So but bean sprouts as the protein for a sandwich is pretty out there. We've had one other person say beans, not just like you said beans, not
Beans
a
and
bean,
bean sprouts.
not I know the
Fish.
difference. I'm not fucking idiot. I know the difference in bean sprouts and beans, but you said beans and bean sprouts. And
Mhm.
we have had people fuck this question up by saying beans and then some meats. We had somebody say cheese, just a cheese sandwich. But you, like, our this I wish Alex was here for this one because we got bean sprouts and beans. I
Yep.
love it. I love bean sprouts. But if you're
Yeah,
going to
they're
use bean
delicious.
sprouts, you got to get the young. You have to get the
The little
edamame
square.
bean sprouts. Yes, because the other ones feel like when you chew on them, they feel like you got hair in your mouth.
I didn't
You
know.
don't know. Yeah, you don't know anything about hair.
Nope. Nope. Hair's got to go.
It's fuck hair.
Fuck
As
hair.
you sit there with like 25 inches on your head wrapped in a bun.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Well, Dana, this was a hell of a good time.
Awesome.
We talked we we started off with some fishing shit, your fishing journey and fishing here and there and this and that we developed into meth heads. We devolved into waxing, and I will say this is probably ends up being the craziest podcast episode we have ever had because we talked about waxing buttholes, grundles, and everywhere on the top and the bottom. Damn, I got hiccups. But this was awesome. Thank you so much for coming on. The last thing is, I'm supposed to do this before we did shotgun round because, whatever, but I don't. Where can people find you on social media to follow you? And also, hold on. Don't interrupt me. I interrupt. You don't interrupt. Where can they find you? And also, do you have any sponsors, anybody that you're willing to shout out by the end of where we are now?
Yes, I have 2 bait sponsors, 4-7 Lures and Pandemic Plastics.
Right down the road from me.
And they just make sure that I got baits to throw. I'm gonna do my best to represent those companies and throw some of the things and baits that you don't really see on the commercial shelves. And then my friends Chris and Johnny. Without them, I don't know. I almost feel like Chris keeps me going so she feels her sanity because I fish as much as I can. So if you see me fishing, that's because business is slow. And, it's almost like she wants me to be on the water more than I do.
Does Chris have social media where people can follow her?
Yeah, she's on her own name named Chris Speak, but her real life is Real REE, Real Life Outdoors. So and she's got a couple ideas for her website and things like that. But they own J&S Gravel there in Tyler. So if this is anybody in Texas who needs gravel, just do business with them. They've been in business over 60 something years. They're
Holy
just
shit.
amazing people. So no, they're not my sponsors, but there isn't anything that they wouldn't do for me, and they are happier to see me fish than I am, and that's priceless.
Where can we find you on social media?
Dena Davis Outdoors. Pretty much all the handles are the exact same except TikTok because that one got stolen. So it's Dena Davis 2.0.
The meth head stole your fucking TikTok handle
No,
and your sound system.
you know, a fucking, what do you call them? A scammer scam me.
No shit.
Mm-hmm. He scammed me. It's okay. I got a hold of PayPal, got his account shut down. I got a hold of everything that I possibly could to try to lock him out of business with 3 different emails.
Sweet. Well, look, Dena, thank you for coming on. Hang on. Don't go anywhere. Guys, look, I hope you enjoyed this. If you or your loved one, companion, side piece, are in the Texas area of Dena, it sounds like that's a good place to go, get a little waxing and be a little freaky. And I'm sure if y'all want to send her a message on Dena Davis Outdoors on some tips and tricks on some waxing, she'd be obliged to help you. I would say do that. Thank you for listening to this episode. Dena, thank you for coming on. This is
Yes.
Bass and Brews Podcast, your weekly distraction from quality podcast content. We are out. Hey-oh! It didn't play. It's not playing. You know what? We're ending this shit right now. Fuck that music, Alex. You suck.